What's up, y'all? It's your boy Bonte, but add the hedgehog after that. So, as you all may know, the director of Sonic Frontiers, Morio Kishimoto, is on Twitter. He's always had the Twitter account, but he recently started using it like right before the release of Sonic Frontiers. And basically, he's been using it to receive and respond to feedback about Frontiers or just other things in general. And this past month, Kishimoto has dropped some pretty big bombs lately, I'm not gonna lie. But there's obviously one of them that really stands out, and I'm pretty sure you guys already know what it is. If you're a Sonic fan that doesn't live under a rock, you already know. Kishimoto put out a tweet in response to someone else. I think they were talking about Kishimoto trying to implement the boost and the spin dash in the game. And it basically led to Kishimoto saying that in future Sonic games, he's looking towards potentially dropping the boost and going back to that more adventure style gameplay. Now, for Sonic fans, obviously, this is very, very huge news. And as we know, both Sonic adventure games are very beloved by the fans in this franchise, and both really good games, personally, both in my top 5. And you know, a lot of fans were super excited about this news that we could potentially get adventure style gameplay or even get an adventure free. I mean, with the way they kind of set it up at the end of Frontiers, it's kind of looking like it's going towards that. But hey, don't quote me on that. But of course, with anything Sonic related, of course, there sparked a debate. A lot of people were debating that the way the boost was handled in Frontiers, it should honestly stay that way. And you know, it was just a lot of back and forth on the topic. But as you can tell by the title of this video, I believe I have a solution that could potentially work. And yes, that is the concept of having both momentum and boost within the gameplay. Now, I know what some of y'all are thinking, like, oh, well, how are we gonna have momentum and boost gameplay? Like, they don't really mesh with each other. It's like they almost clash with each other, you know, in a way. Well, there is indeed a way for both momentum and boost to coexist with each other. Shout out to Twitter user Xenospore, I hope I said that right, who put out this concept. He actually sent it to Kishimoto to show him basically, you know, another way to implement the boost. And as we can see here in the picture, you have to reach a certain speed before the boost is available to you. Once I saw this concept, all I can think about was just the best Sonic movement we will have in any Sonic game in the franchise. So basically, this is how it's gonna be broken down, right? So let's just say this is the next Sonic game, right? And it's based on adventure gameplay, right? So it has, you know, the manipulation of momentum. So imagine taking that, you know, momentum based gameplay into a world like Sonic Frontiers, where it's just more wide area that you can use the momentum to traverse. Not only could you use the manipulation of momentum to find creative ways to gain and maintain speed, but once you reach a certain speed using said momentum, then you unlock the boost. Now, some of you might think like, oh, well then what's the point of having the momentum if you're just gonna be ended up using the boost? But see, this boost is not going to be treated like the previous boost that we had. So the way this boost is going to work is that once you reach a certain speed, you unlock the boost and you press the button to boost. And you reach top speeds for a few seconds, and then you start to slowly slow down. And then your speed is slowly going down, and then eventually it's going to reach a point to where you're not at the required speed to use the boost. So how would you maintain the boost? And this is where, again, the momentum-based gameplay comes in. If you want to keep the boost and, you know, reach even higher levels of speed, then you have to manipulate the momentum in your favor in order to maintain that speed so you can even reach higher speeds with the boost. In tangent with that, the boost will also enhance certain aspects of said momentum. Like if you do a slope jump, it will like give you like more vertical than it normally would if you just did a normal slope jump without the boost. And then once the speed limit goes below the required level to boost, then you won't have the boost anymore, and then you have to build up the speed again in order to unlock the boost. So this concept does one of two things. One, it actually raises the skill ceiling in terms of movement in a Sonic game. So the people who put in the time to master the movement, they'll know how to utilize certain things in their advantage. And in doing so, they'll be able to do things that other people can't and open up the game more for them. And two, this concept is utilized in a way where it makes the momentum and the boost feel like a reward and a necessity to maintain those two things. An example I want to bring up is Sonic Rush, aka the best 2D game, aka better than Sonic Rush Adventure, which I have a video on that. I'm working on it still. All jokes aside though, I really want to look at Sonic Rush. Being the first boost game in the franchise, it really set a foundation, because the Sonic Rush games are the only boost games to have momentum and boost implemented, as well as the spin dash with the boost. Now of course, there is more of an emphasis on the boost than the momentum because it is a 2D game, but it does utilize both of them. In Sonic Rush, boost is the main mechanic looked at, but that boost also enhances your momentum-based movement, which will help you reach certain areas or help you go faster in order to get that S rank. This is why I believe this is a concept that can work and should be implemented in the next Sonic game, because it takes the good aspects of momentum and boost and push them together, and it just adds a layer of depth to the game and the movement. And for my words to be put into practice, here's another Twitter post by the user Wasif Booms. I hope I'm saying these right. Basically, he's showcasing his mod, and it's basically the concept I was talking about, where you have to reach a certain speed in order to use the boost. Now, of course, take this gameplay with a grain of salt, because one, Frontiers is not designed around this concept, and two, the mod is obviously overbearing. The momentum wouldn't look like that if it was finely tuned and polished. But I just want to use it as a reference to get my idea across. I just want you guys to think of the possibility that this can bring. Because if Kishimoto is serious about making Sonic AAA titles and bringing him back to the top of the gaming industry, then I want to take it serious too. And this is the step in the right direction. A lot of Adventure fanboys might not like this idea. A lot of Boost fans might not like this idea. But honestly, I could care less what they think, because this is the way to go. It keeps the core idea of Sonic, which is gaining and maintaining speed. Both momentum and boost have done that, but in different ways. But now we have an opportunity to combine the two to even push that core idea to its limit. Now, this concept wouldn't be easy to implement, and it will also have to be done damn near perfectly, because if it's not implemented correctly, it'll just be some half-ass mechanic in the game that didn't even live to its full potential, and that wouldn't be healthy. So I really want this idea to go through, but it will have to be done the right way. But if it's done the right way, we're looking at the best type of Sonic gameplay we've had in the franchise, and that's a hill I'm willing to die on. You know, I should really pitch this idea to Kishimoto myself on Twitter. I mean, if he's fine with people harassing, giving out their ideas, then I'm sure he wouldn't mind. But that's basically all my thoughts. Man, this video was a little bit difficult without having a script. If you guys didn't know, I don't script anything in my video, so this was just all off the dome of my head. But I think that's the best way, at least for me, to talk about these type of things, because I can just speak my mind without accidentally fabricating, words when I'm writing a script, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, that's just kind of how I roll with these things. But anyway, if you guys liked that video, make sure to like and subscribe, the shit YouTubers tell you to do. And until then, stay light, brothers, and Bonte out.